I recently watched a video by Marius Hornberger about a sanding implement for lathe work that uses small discs and recommended the use of off-the-roll sandpaper to cut out these discs, at least for the lower crits where these rolls are valuable. This material has a loop backing to be used on hook material, and as it turns out, this is the same material that my random Orbital sander uses on the pad. This led to two ideas. One would be to use the center pieces for the lathe sander, since they should not see as much wear as the outside of the pad. That would only do for preliminary or very frugal sanding. The actual main idea was to cut orbital sanding discs from this material. It is slightly not wide enough, but it should be worth a try. I took a piece of plywood, although I imagine solid wood might work as well, but plywood will be more stable in any case and thus the better choice. I traced out the outside diameter of a sanding disc onto the plywood, as well as the smaller holes used for dust extraction. I need two pieces, so I spaced them accordingly to save material. Over on the bandsaw I cut them out and used old double-sided tape to stick the two of them together. I am more of an artistic freedom kind of guy, since I do not expect me to deliver completely rotation symmetrical holes. And I pursue this on the drill press with a drill bit that fills the holes of the sanding disc snugly. Once that is done, I pry the two pieces apart, and this is where the fact that I used old double-sided tape comes in. It sticks like hell, all the way. It is the kind of sticky tape that makes you think you would rather peel the skin off your fingers than to get it off where it wants to be. I separate the pieces with effort, and then I need to use paint thinner to get rid of the glue residue on both sides. At this point I marked them on the sides, and the fact that it's not wide enough to make full circle is actually helpful for aligning the pieces. Now take a piece of sandpaper off the roll, lock the whole assembly in place with a clamp. One of those one-handed quick clamps comes in handy for that. Try to cover as little holes as you can. Now comes the punchline, in a very punny manner of speaking. Anyway. Take a piece of dowel of the same size of the hole, i.e. that of the drill that you used. Sand a slight taper on one end to make things go a little more smoothly, place it into one of the holes and give it a good whack with a hammer, then pull it out. Repeat the process for all the holes. You might need to reset the clamp to get to all of them. When you do, I recommend leaving the dowel in one of the holes for added stability. Once you are through with them, trace the outline of the plywood master onto the back of the sandpaper and use scissors to cut them out. Voila! You made your shop-made sanding disc. It works as can be expected from, well, a sanding disc. Something to consider when doing this is the cost. I can only speak for the German market, and I bought these rolls on Amazon. Based on current prices and cutting up the rolls effectively, I come up with a cost of one disc as 23 cents. Euro cents, that is, but for comparison it should do. If you buy the disc directly, you pay about as much. Actually, 23 to 20 cents. So is it worth it? That depends on your local prices, and it is well worth to check out. It can also help you in a pinch when you need a disc but ran out and happen to have these rolls. Why would you have them? To use them for other applications like disc sanders, spindle sanders, or Mario's lathe sander. And of course, there's the sheer joy of making something yourself. It might even make sanding fun for the first few seconds. Oh, and you can also use them to put the disc on your sander. You need a few more dowels, say 3. Insert them and make sure that they do not protrude much. Then place the disc on it, sanding side down, and the sander on top. And we have alignment. Do you have more ideas for these rolls of sandpaper? If you cut your own sanding discs? Let me know in the comments below. And maybe you will find this video about a handy way to keep your sandpaper fresh helpful too. Thanks for watching, and remember to be inspired.